And it seems like we have a nice quiet frequency as well.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
The Old Tube Radio Network. You know, I think I forgot to ask if the frequency was clear. We used to do that long ago, back in the day. I'm trying to get my stream key video to show up here. It looks like it's, well, I don't know. Let me go back to this one and go to the camera. Okay, there we are on. For some reason, my replay video was showing me that we were doing something for hours ago. But back here, the Old Tube Radio Network, the frequency is clear. Wasn't hardly any skip today, at least here on the West Coast, to speak of. But that doesn't mean there won't be some activity tonight as we check in with our shortwave listeners and, of course, our tube radio operators and maybe some skip. I just ran in from the green room where we are having the OTR company Christmas party. So I'm dressed a little differently tonight for that, but things were good. We opened a present. You've got it. Charlie's got it. I'll have to show you what I picked up here tonight. In the meantime, we will do the pre-Christmas edition of the Old Tube Radio Network. Hopefully there is somebody out there burning the Yule tube tonight. We will find out what kind of radios we have. In the meantime, let me check in with our shortwave listeners and ask if there are any station that would like to get in early. Over.
24 checking in.
Okay, I hear 24. Thank you, Joseph. We've got you. Over.
95.
And up in beautiful Coarsegold, it was 60-something here in the valley today. There's finally get our temperatures about 20 degrees better than they were. 195. Jim, sounding good, and we've got you checked in. Over.
53.
All right, thanks, Jim. And 53, the legend. Sounds good. Bob, over.
Thank you there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas to you, Bob. Dennis, get 650.
650 is on the list. Thanks.
Yeah. There, Joe.
56.
And I hear 56 just for kicks. The lights are blinking, and we've got you, Phil. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I just keep checking the meter here. It's so quiet. The frequency is so quiet tonight. But I'm hearing everybody okay, so I don't think I've turned anything down on the radio. What's going on? We will check in. I know we've got a couple of early digital SWLs checking in. We'll head over at the appropriate time. I think they're still in there tonight over at 21. See what's going on with him. I think they're still on the E.F. Johnson radio tonight, so we'll refresh that. Yeah, they're in there. I hear some audio, so that'll be a good thing. Let's go to our list. This is week number 8 of the roster, so I know there were some people that needed to get on the list, and we will be able to do that. We'll do some rerouting of the numbers. So 00. I did see number 2, who was doing the test, the orange furniture, the sizzling sausage, and the boom, boom, boom. So 00, we've got you in, and also get you in as the SWL2. Makes it easy. You don't have to go very far on the list. And no traffic. There is no traffic unless you go on, was it Shields Avenue or Dakota? What's the entry way into Christmas Tree Lane? That is busy. They've got the traffic police out there. SWL number 1, of course, and I've got a proxy in for SWL3. And let's see if Levon is on my list. SWL number 5. I have to see who came by. No, Levon is there saying Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everybody has a safe and healthy holiday season. So, Levon, we will endeavor to do that. Hello to Greg, saying hello to all the UDXers. Who else up? The Beagle Man is listening in tonight. Thanks for checking in. 8835, that's Gerald saying go Bears. I see Kenny. Let me get Kenny checked. And SWL69 showed in earlier, and he's wishing a Merry Christmas to all the gang out here in Fresno. And Jim waving from Connecticut. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Nobody was going to try and check in, but boy, is it are the conditions less than stellar. Let's go to SWL7. And I will get Mr. Ed checked in. He may pop in on the digital side. I will keep an eye out for 7. Over we go to 982, Dirt Dog out there in Sangertown.
Proxy the Dirt Dog, please.
Dirt Dog will have a holiday proxy right there on number 9. We've got 10 checked in. That's Chrissy. We've got her checked in. And then we've got the dynamic duo, 11 and 12. That's, of course, Dan, Cornbread, and Dapper Dan. I think they are out there. Yes, they're checking in. They're feeling dapper, looking dapper. And I don't know. I've definitely got you guys with the suit here tonight in the extra dapper mode. I think this jacket is a little bit newer. I think it's from the 1970s. I don't feel so antiquated.
SWL 13.
And SWL 13, I hear you on the crossband radio. Let me grab the microphonium. Hello there, 13. You are sounding good. I got you checked in. Over.
Good evening, Dennis, and all the SWLs. Thanks for checking.
All right, thanks for stopping by, KB6GFD.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR from somewhere out near Madera Town, I think. Go ahead, sir.
61, check it in, Dennis.
All right, I see the sleigh bells and the reindeer and all that good stuff. 61 beaconing in, and you are checked in. Over.
Thanks, Dennis. You guys have a Merry Christmas out there.
We will do that. Somehow your page got at the bottom of the stack here, but now it's good. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio is glowing in the dark. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair. The Old Tube Radio Network I think we'll be starting our 40th year coming up here in about a week or so, where we promote the use, distribute information about Class D citizen band radio service. Kevin, can you believe that we've been doing this for 40 years? Well, I can. We've got a great group here, and it's begat some other people around the universe to get on and get on the air at night, whether it's tube radios or not. We've regenerated a lot of interest, even though there's probably about 1/10 of the people on the bands and things. But we've got some ham radio operators that sort of popped out of the OTR here, and they're still hanging around. So it's good. It's been a good run, and we're glad that it's still going on. There's people out there that want to try this out. Let's go back out to Sangertown, SWL 14. Hello, Sean. You're sounding good tonight.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. That's WL 14 checking in from Sanger, where the tubes are glowing, the meters are wiggling, and I'm currently washing dishes.
I got mine done early because I know there's going to be a pile of dishes from the party tonight. So, whatever, but good. Get that done, because you know that your favorite dish is in that pile, and you want to use it again. So go for it.
That is correct. Hot cocoa will be brewing in the future with the tube radio portion of the show playing. So looking forward to this evening, Dennis. Thanks for the check-in, and Merry Christmas to all the SWLs out there.
Indeed. Thanks so much. Sounding good. So we'll have to be able to get some radio check-ins. SWL 15. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to, we will be there in a moment, but get a chance to jump in on old radio night, and often Hans Alpha 173 is out there as well. Van Man, hello to you. I see you on there, and Foxman 362. I don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods. The DX was kind of shallow this week, although for your station maybe not, but yeah, it was like local stuff. That's what I'm thinking. The local stuff was good. From the west side, California 223, is that to? Yeah, California 233. I discounted you 10% there, so 233 looking good. 390 Wagon Master coming over from old Radio Night, SWL 16. Hello, Charlie. Yeah, we were out over in the green room. We had a decent party tonight. I see we got the lights onto the tree and strung around a little bit. I did not do that. I couldn't find them. So somebody found they're kind of large for the tree. They found that, and do you have the gift? Let me show you what. Normally last year, it's heavy. Last year I got to open these on the air, but it is this is rare. It's a General Radio Telephone 615C. Let me see if I can hold it without breaking it here. But that is the matching, and it's got the same kind of gold front, but that's the matching bridge, I guess they call it, for the General Radio Telephone series, General Radio Telephone Company. It's got the power, forward reflective, pretty neat. So now all I have to do is get a General Radio Telephone to go with it. Well, I have a VS series, but I think this is really matches, but it's heavy too. It matches better with the MC series. And there's the back side. You can see it's the real deal model, or serial number 1841. So they had made like 2,000, thousands of these things. Let me give that back to you. Thanks, Charlie. It's thousands of these things back in the day when they were putting the radios out on the kitchen table. So Merry Christmas, Charlie. Thanks for helping out here on the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 17. SWL 18. I've got Mr. KDA on the Facebook side. And Albert. Hello, Albert and Peter and all the gang. Who's listening in? There's just came in. I see you. I see you up there, Hans, coming in up on the balcony, joining us tonight and working his way down to the green room. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Anybody coming in tonight, grab a plate of food. Hey, we're using paper plates, so we don't have to do dishes like Sean. South Carolina. Who else just came in? Kentucky, Belfast, maybe coming to you. Centerville, Tracy, Edmonton, Alberta. A couple of stations from Edmonton, Alberta tonight. Conditions, 3 stations. A lot of people. York, Pennsylvania, Rancho Cordova up here in the special ticket air chair. You have to pay extra to get up here. You sit up there with Chet and help him with the cue cards. SWL, speaking of Chet, let's go to SWL 19. And you're hoping you get a new one of those big magic markers in your Christmas stocking. That way I'll be able to see the cards. That one's the ink is starting to fade out on that. Or is it I think it's just me. It needs some more magnification on the glasses. SWL 20, hello, Harvey.
I am here. Please check me in along with 29 and 54. And we'll be back later. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, sounding good. The radio is sounding good. Hopefully you got your workaday world out of the way. You won't have to do too much next week, but you know how it is. You're going to answer the phone.
Yeah, I tend to do that. Okay, we will catch you later.
All right, good deal. We will be here listening for you. We will be heading over to Old Radio Night. Let me say hello to World Radio 332, UDX 11. Saying hello to all the stations out there. Tower of Powers on the digital side. Peter 428 and the Squamish Boys having another great program. I hope so. See what kind of radios we get. Let's go over to 21. I'm going to bring up the Magic Window. Where is it? The Magic Window, and bring up the audio that has Old Radio Night. I'm not sure what our delay is like. Let me go over to... Hey, there it is. There, I can see myself. Radio. So
in a minute.
Yeah, when you guys get the cue, go ahead and check in. I'm looking at the radio right now for you guys. So go ahead and tell us what's going on. Here we go.
Hello there, Dennis. SWL 21, South Carolina. We checking in.
Hello, everybody. 183 South Carolina. Wishing y'all a Merry Christmas.
Tim Roger. Thank you, Harvey. Harvey told me what I needed to do to check this radio, and I got it going, and also got a Whiteface Johnson going. Thank you, Harvey. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. All right. See you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Looking good. Radio's looking good, sounding good. 183.21 and all the rest out there in the Wasama Swamps. Thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network tonight. And Harvey, yeah, whatever you told them, it looks good over on Old Radio Night. They're going on live now. If anybody wants to check it out at 21s.c over on YouTube. Always like doing the live coast-to-coast link-up. Who does that? Who does that on your CB radio? Nobody. Well, maybe us. SWL22. I'm supposed to get a proxy in for Tyler because we are probably not going to hear audio from Alaska tonight. SWL 23. 23 Skidoo. I think he's escorted out the Espresso Trucking Company. I did not see their van. They're probably off to play whatever Christmas Day thing that they have to do. But we appreciated them. I think we appreciated them. Did we appreciate? Yes, them stopping by the last couple of weeks here. SWL 24, Joseph checked in early. I'm not sure if I can make it way out to Madera Heights for SWL 25. All right, if you can hear me, I've got an X in the square for you. Over. All right, and thank you. I've got 25 and 74, and Merry Christmas to you guys out there. Over to page 2. That'll take us to SWL 27. Well, I don't know, my studio page is way off here tonight. Let me refresh my studio page and find out why it's not playing where it's supposed to be. Oop, reset. No, don't want to do that. Sorry, just doing a little technical stuff here. Well, I'm pretty sure that the video stream is going. It just doesn't show that it's happening, but. All right, that's good. Let's go to SWL 28. Also, BR 549 out there in North Carolina. Okay, Gary, I see you now. I had to get updated on all my stuff. What's going on? 28 checking in, plenty of eggnog. Yes, there is. And eats in the green room. There's more than we can handle. So take a plate when you leave, right? Unwrap the show and let's have a big surprise. I'm always in for a surprise. The bigger, the better. SWL 29. Thank you, Gary. SWL 29. Got a proxy check in for 29. Got a check in for SWL 30. Over to SWL 31. Robert and Teresa out in Tennessee. I don't know. I'm assuming where you're at, you don't get a white Christmas out there. I don't think you're in the snow area, but I could be very, very wrong about that. It might happen here. We're expecting some rain, but you'd have to be up at about 6,000 feet to pick up the snow. Next, we're going over and SWL 32. I sat down about 5 times today, Rob, to type out an email to you. And I always got about halfway through and something came up, so I'll have to check in on that. No, you're there. You just showed up. 100% on the recovery. And speaking of recovery, I hope Pam is doing okay. I was thinking maybe she could get a nice little Christmas wreath that she could kind of hold up, around her head, and maybe it would hide any spots that connected the bad way. But anyway, I hope she's doing okay. Didn't like hearing about that, but all is good. I'll give you an update on what's going around here. On an email. I went to 10 meters today with the anticipation that maybe I will hear Texas, and it was so dead. It was so non-DX-like. I could barely hear myself on any of the SDRs in the Midwest, up in Wisconsin, so I sort of didn't try. Maybe we will have a better day tomorrow. We will find out. You're looking good. Hope you guys have a great Christmas out that way, and thanks for checking in. Oh, I saw the other thing, Rob, I saw the QSL card. I want to comment on that. That was, can you believe this, 40 years ago. And that was the original card with the bad printing. I still have those somewhere, so maybe I can update them. Now that I see them again after 40 years, I'm thinking, well, that wasn't so bad. We will find out. But thanks for reminding me that I probably still have a box of 500 of those, of 10 of which might be acceptable to send out. At least my call is the same. The address might be different, but the call letter is the same, so I'm halfway there. SWL 33, that's myself checking in, and we will also get a check-in for Jimmy and Captain Chaos and the Railroader. Back where I'm sure they might have a white Christmas out there. So Jimmy, always busy with all the Facebook pages. The old Tube Radio Network, SWL 35. Let me refresh the big page here and find out what's going on. I saw the Red Monkey Communications van all decked up for the holidays, and the fact that you can still run over to the 18-wheeler there and pick up a Christmas gift. And I don't see Mr. Bill in just yet, but I'll get him proxied in. I bet he will be by in a moment. Let's see if Ken is in. SWL 36, UDX at 111. Ben Hur is there waving from Texas. Just seeing who scrolled by. On my screen. There it is. Okay, 36 is in. Can I see it? Was that I was looking at the wrong spot. 36 is in. Let me get you official with the checked in. All right, good deal. SWL 37. I'm going to give him time to get to the radio room. Chris will be in. I'll get an X in the square for Chris. He's one of our 40-year guys, so he knows about Saturday nights. And Peter, hello to you. And, you know what? I've checked. Let me see if the Echolink link is up here tonight. It looks like it is. Make sure it's open. Yeah, 20 is on. So I better not disconnect. I'll throw the whole thing off. Let's go to SWL 38. You'd think I know how to do this after being in the air chair for quite some time. 40 years ago, we were handwriting the logs. There was no computer printouts. I don't think we got an old tube radio dot anything until sometime in the 1990s when Rob put all that together. We had a post office box for a while, believe it or not. SWL 39. SWL 40. Larry, if you're listening, are you one of our unknown SWLs? You could be. I don't know, but get you checked in and hope you get recuperated and back into the air chair shortly. Oh, there you are, right there, checking in from Yes. Oh no! All right, I was wondering. I was hoping it wasn't like some electro biking thing. My mind ran wild of you. The brakes going out, coming down 168. But maybe this is better. It's probably not. If you're there, nothing is good. But all right. Well, they know what to do. Get in and get out. The quicker you get out of there, probably the better it will be. And you had all that horrible air quality. I bet that had something to do with it. All that bad air over there. So maybe you got some good air. At least you're getting some. At least you're getting a grilled cheese sandwich, right? And some chicken soup. It can't be all bad. We got you checked in. Direct to net roll call. We are on page 2 for playing the home game, SWL 41. That, of course, would be Road Dog 507, somewhere in New York. And while he is here, when you have someone who's a superstar like Radio Randy, whenever he actually gets out of the limousine, and signing autographs, he gets to the gate here. I want to catch him before they drag him off and start signing autographs again. SWL 99. Hello, Randy. Gosh, the bands have been terrible. 40 meters as soon as the sun goes down is gone. It goes way long. And I was actually on 75 last night, but it was late, so I didn't hear you guys if you were on. So anyway, thanks for jumping in. Hope you guys are having a good holiday out that way. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. You know all this stuff. And thanks for remembering the old Tube Radio Network. And we will catch you on the airwaves sometime. All right, 30. Oh wow, way down in the basement there. Okay, well I'll see if my antenna will work down there. Anyway. They're calling you. They're calling you. Go sign some more autographs. Back to page 2. We are looking for SWL 42.
Good evening, Dennis, and all the SWLs. 42 in the gang here with our Christmas lights, just like yours.
Yeah, they did that early this afternoon. I came in and nothing was going, and I thought, well, we're not going to have lights this time, and they managed to kind of put them on. The tree's sort of out of frame, but it gives a little bit of festiveness. To that way, if I'm ever scrolling through the programs, I can say, oh yeah, there's the Christmas one. It's got the lights on. Anyway, Merry Christmas to you guys out there. I know there's a radio fired up and ready to go. We will get to that in a little bit. You're sounding good. Thanks for checking in.
Yes, sir. We appreciate all that you do after these 40 years, and hopefully we got at least another 40 to go. We will definitely have all this up later on tonight. Thank you, sir.
Indeed. Let me get the X in the square. And Larry says the food there sucks. well, yeah. I know you've got a pretty interesting diet. You eat pretty well, so maybe they got something. Like I said, that just means you want to get out of there as quickly as possible. Hopefully. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry, and we'll get the rest of the crew checked in as well. SWL 43. Got a proxy in for 43. SWL 44. And there was no ditch banks sideband net last night, but if there were, I bet 44 would have been out there. So I'll get 44 checked in. Paul and Kelly, if you are listening in, watching in on the YouTube video, hello, Merry Christmas to you guys up there on the hill. Not a white Christmas, but it's going to be cold up there. So make sure you got some firewood. Got you checked in. Over to SWL 46. Arlen is up in Wisconsin. And India Delta X-Ray out there in Zero Land just put a 40-meter vertical up on the roof. I have one. I have a 6 BQV. It's the 10, 20, 15, and 40. And it works okay. I've only got 2 radios on the thing for each band. It doesn't, and I've got a 4080 dipole. The vertical doesn't quite outdo it. Sometimes on the very long haul, it will do a little bit better. For close-up, though, the dipole always manages to do a little bit better. But any antenna is better than no antenna. So, yeah, get anything up there that you can. And Wagon Master, I hear you. Nothing tastes better than hospital meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and and food service brown gravy that's already on there. You don't even have to squeeze it out of the box. SWL 47.
Wait a minute. Hospital meatloaf?
This is your hospital meatloaf frequency. Well, at least one of our SWLs is listening in from the mechanical bed tonight, and mentioning that maybe the hospital meatloaf isn't as good as they thought. But you are sounding good. Over.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, I want to help. I'm not kidding. I'll leave it up to you. You've got my email address. If that poor person wants something else, I don't know, an unhealthy calzone. I did purposely mispronounce that maybe from Mamma Mia's. That's I think that's going to be my last meal. I'd be happy to drop it by, not to wish a last meal upon whoever that is. Anyways, that's kind of that's kind of a fun way to start this transmission. Anyways, good evening from the Radio Lounge, SWO 47.
47 sounding great from the Radio Lounge. I can hear the Christmas music in the background or something. Maybe it's some jingle bells. Maybe they're practicing out there. You're sounding good. And X is in the square. Oh, and again, thanks for your report from Christmas Tree Lane. You had the best signal ever. I don't know where you were standing, but you had a great spot. It sounded good.
Thank you. And, I got to say the disturbing thing is I was essentially standing exactly where I normally do. I don't know if it's rain that's affected it in other years, but thank you. It was fun, and looking forward to walking it for the next few nights.
Indeed. I went by Friday night, and the line down, I guess they have to come in off of Shields. Went all the way to Blackstone and around, so they won't let you can't make the turn off of Maroa or Washana, wherever that is. So I think people who've done it before know how to get in there and get out if you can, and when you can. Thanks for checking in.
Yep, there it is. And hopefully I'll be checking this radio in a bit, but just in case I do fall asleep in my chair here, Christmas has always been a really special time for me. I distinctly, as I probably mentioned several times, I distinctly remember as a kid looking through the Radio Shack catalogs, just looking at their CB radios. So for those of you that have CB radios, especially the vacuum tube ones, on your Christmas list, I hope Santa brings you that I guess it's this Thursday. So anyways, there it is, 73 from the Radio Lounge for now.
All right, thanks for jumping by. Yeah, that's the thing is, radio is not a stocking stuffer. In fact, the thing, I'm going to hold it up here. This little general radio telephone bridge, this has got to weigh 7, 8, 9 pounds. I don't know. It is definitely not. It'll pull the whole. Let me put it back up. They pull the whole mantle off. They try to put that in the stocking. Sounding good. All right, continuing on with the roll call. You won't fall asleep. You'll be back. We'll catch you on and get some radios. Where are we at? Direct net roll call. Sammy, if you are listening, KP out there in Madeira, I've got an X in the square for you. Over. Frank D from Yellow Springs, Ohio, checking in, saying Merry Christmas to all. Wisconsin was up in the queue for a moment. Coming in somewhere. SWL 49, Smitty and Sweet Country Mama. Get them checked in. SWL 50, and that is UDX 36 out there in Battle Creek, Michigan. Gerald is hanging out here somewhere. Or he's watching the replay and saying, did you check me in? Yes, look above my head. It'll say checking in. And then it goes to checked in, I think is how it works. If I've got the right page up. Yeah, okay, so you're good. The Bears just beat the Packers in overtime. So that's where everybody is. Yeah, I knew there was an 8 o'clock football game. The Bears beat the Packers. I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing? Well, obviously, if you're a Bears fan, it is. But does that mean one of those teams is now going to advance to some other thing? Are we in pre-Super Bowl yet? Is that happening already?
Am I late?
You are not late. I'm still on the right page. SWL 37.
Thank you. SWL 37 checking in.
All right. Were you watching the game?
No, I was watching a movie.
Okay. Probably good. You were watching a movie about football.
No, it's not football.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad that the lights came on for a second, and the usher came out with that little funky flashlight and pointed you over to the radio.
Exactly. I look over to see what time it is. Oh, cute.
Yeah, no, you're there. I'm still on. I'm dawdling tonight. I'm still on page 2, so you're checked in.
Well, you go right ahead and dawdle tonight if you want to.
All right. Well, I'm in the big suit. I'm in the 1970s corduroy jacket tonight with the with everything else. We had our the Christmas party here at the green room, so it is. Everybody's having a good time.
Now, is that the wide corduroy or the small corduroy?
I don't know. It's a 4-button. That's fancy. So it is. It's just. I don't know. I don't know if it's wide or whatever. It's just corduroy.
Well, the corduroy, if you look at it, how there's stripes, line by line by line. Is it a wide line or is it a small line?
I'm going to say it's a small line. I think it's a small line.
That's the good kind.
All right, good. I was whenever I bought this thing, probably years and years ago, I must have had some money. So good deal. Have a Merry Christmas out that way.
Now, did you get the pants to go with it?
No, I'm not going to stand up. I don't have the pants to go with it. Although I probably have some matching corduroy that I could put on.
No, we're not talking boxers now.
No, it's not that bad. But I probably have some corduroy pants to go with it.
Well, hey, I'm going to let you back to the net. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, okay?
Indeed. Likewise around the QTH. And the last thing that we want to do is talk about the net controller's wardrobe. So continuing on we go.
Okay, don't get no ink stains on it now.
I don't know. I know usually what I do is I check in the pockets and find things from long ago, but I think I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. It might have actually been to the dry cleaners once.
Okay, well, you have a lovely evening, okay? And thank you for being there.
All right, your old Tube Radio Network Direct Net Roll Call 37 checked in. We said hello to Battle Creek, Michigan 50. Let's reiterate 50 again and then head over to SWL 51 in Sanger.
SWL 51 in Sanger checking in.
Sounding good, sir, as always. And not much skip on the bands today. They're probably, if you're in the right spot, you might have heard something, but you're sounding good.
10-4, Dennis. Have a good evening.
All right. Have a good holiday item out that way, and we put an X in the square for 51. Thanks, Dave. And everybody's having party. Mark said he's going to have a lampshade on his head later. Why not now? And then put a different one on later. Matambale back. The game is over, so he's going to the next best thing, which is the old Tube Radio Network. I'm not quite in HD, and I don't have surround sound, so I'm doing the best I can. Let's go over to SWL 52.
Yeah, from behind the Golden Microphonium in Western Fresno, SWL 52.
Sounding good from way out there where the sun was shining, I bet.
Yeah, it still doesn't mean I went outside, so it's just hanging out with the kids and playing video games and procrastinating doing chores because I'm on vacation for the next week.
Good. I think a lot of people are doing the vacation thing. I had to get one with some electronic yard equipment, which I did because we're going to get a week of rain, so I wanted to get things set for the rain deluge. But it sounds good. Sounds like you're having a good time, and there is more to come, as you will be able to have more time to yourselves out there. Foxman 362 says, SWL 52 sounds great. He does. Good sounding audio. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis.
And SWL 53 at the bottom, page 2. Mr. Belair checked in at the beginning of the net. Page 3 is where we are at. I've got a check in for Larry. And let's go up the hill to SWL 55. And your call just came up. I'm saying, who is that? Oh, yeah. I'm so used to seeing the Y on there. Say, who is this executive? I thought maybe it was some ARRL official with a call like that, but it's good old Aaron. All right, let's go to SWL 56, just for kicks, who checked in at the beginning of the net. Also, SWL 57. Out there in central Kentucky. Oh no! Thanks for that update, Captain Robert. There are at least 3 people tonight that are not able to enjoy the home festivities because of where they are. So yeah, indeed, we will keep April in our thoughts. Thank you for coming out here tonight and joining all of us. Because it wouldn't be the same if Captain Robert, who has been hanging out with us a long, long time, the old Tube Radio Network, was out there. So thanks for that update, you guys. If possible, the best you can, have a good Christmas, and hopefully she comes home quickly. SWL 57 out in central Kentucky. SWL 58. Get a proxy for Jeremy. Rumor has it he makes phone calls out this way from Tennessee occasionally. SWL 59. Uncle Hairball is checking in. Actually, that's like a month worth of check-ins there. I will save those checks. We still have one more. We got one more week to go in 2025 here, so those will come in handy. And, 75, I see a 356 BYU. I don't know if you have to do, get in and out here, but that's 356 BYU. I'm on the page. So put your X in the square now in case you have to jump out. But it's good to see you out there. 356 BYU. Other than that, Uncle Hairball is in. That takes us right back here into the Central Valley for SWL 60.
Hey, Dennis. Evening time. To you and all the crew out there, and happy holidays to you all. SWL 60 checking in.
And doing a good job. 60 sounding good. X in the square. Is it a? I don't know when the bowl games are for the Bulldogs. I'm assuming that hasn't happened yet, or is it all? They're all gone.
On the 27th, Dennis. December the 27th. That'll be next Saturday.
Oh, all right, post-Christmas. I thought all those Cow Bowls and things used to be like the week before Christmas. I was involved in the first one that was in the Fresno State, the stadium when they first built it, and it was the Cow Bowl, and I don't even think it was the Bulldogs. It was some other team, but I was down on the field running shotgun mic audio. Let me tell you, was that something? But that was a long time ago. All right, thanks, Joe, and we'll look for you a little later.
Okay, Dennis.
SWL 61 Dino checked in at the top of the net. You probably heard his good signal. Let's go to SWL 62. Shortwave listener 63. SWL 64. Craig checked in earlier at actually before the net, but he's on the chart. SWL 65. Shortwave listener 66. Let's see if we can do the cross polarization thing. Hello, Jim. Well, Jim has such a good signal. I hear him even though there's that 20 dB difference. SWL 67, I see Bill over at oldtuberadio.net checking in from Canby, Oregon. So if you're listening on the audio stream, Bill, there's the 67 official. SWL 68 also checked in early. Michael up there in New York, up there in Two-Land. SWL 69, Kenny checked in. I wanted to wish everybody here in the Central Valley. You know, Kenny is used to check in on his radios. Now he's got a couple of them out here in the Central Valley, and they're still checking in. So, Kenny, thanks for jumping in. Over we go to SWL 70. Mark up in Morgan Canyon. I'll get Mark checked in. He may stop by a little bit later. Then we head over to Dallas, Georgia. SWL 71. Hello, Stan. I see you there. I got you checked in. The contest that I heard today in my brief radio roundabout was there's an RAC. It's a Canadian contest, and I don't know the specifics if they can take any check-ins from the States or if you get a point for that. But a lot of stations, and it started last night. These were the stations I were hearing up in British Columbia, but some of the stations in 40 meters during the day were actually making a good trip here into California. SWL 72. All right. Well, somebody likes the Christmas tree. Thank you, Captain Robert. Whoever, Charlie's shaking his head. He says, he didn't decorate. Well, somebody came in to do that. SWL 73. Somebody said to get a proxy in for John, which I will do. SWL 74, Miss Jilly is in. Over to SWL 75, Mr. 356 BYU is in the house listening. Over to SWL 76. I'm seeing if he checked in early. Sometimes he will check into the .net. Sometimes not. Let's go over to SWL 77.
Good evening, Dennis. 1017 Tower of Power, SWL 77 checking in. And Merry Christmas to all the listeners worldwide.
They are out there listening in, or soon to be listening in if they watch the replay. Speaking of Tower of Power, as I read that article about the 80-foot cell tower that I guess Verizon is going to put in the Tower District near. It's going to be near the Tower Theater, and apparently it's going to be about the same height as the spire up there, and they're going to wrap it in some shroud like the Univision Channel 21. So I don't know. If they can make it look like a big tube or something, it might be nice. So even though we know they don't allow towers in the Tower District, unless you're Verizon and you got $1 billion, then you can put your tower in the Tower District. You are sounding good.
Yeah, money talks. And They should go retro so it fits in with the old Tower Theater.
I think they will end up doing something like that. If they want to have the thing. They already said they're going to have to block it with something. There's one on Van Ness up the street a little bit that they made into one of the trees, with the branches and stuff. And that doesn't look too bad, I guess. It's kind of obvious, but you know how us radio guys are. It's hard to not like a tower somewhere. All right, thanks for checking in. And the Cook brothers checking in from LaGrange, North Carolina. Mike and who else is out there? Anyway, thanks. We're out here in California, Central California, the Old Tube Radio Network. We're on Channel 11, 27085, doing our Saturday night thing. We are going to be talking with and looking for the classic tube radios from the late 1950s to the late 1970s when they stopped producing them, but give you all a sound of what the radios sounded like. If you don't know, you might have been an operator back then. Also, the demeanor, the way you would get on the air and have a good time before there were many other ways to have a good time that cost you a lot of money at the end of the month, courtesy of Verizon and all those towers. This is you put up your own tower and have a good time. Let's go over to SWL 78. Richard will be in there. SWL 79. I talked to DC earlier, and he said to get him checked in if he didn't make it in, and of course that's what we'll do. SWL 80. Over to page 4, SWL 81. SWL 82.
SW82 checking in here from the Ditch Banks of Biola. Good evening and Merry Christmas to all.
Indeed. Well, we missed you last night, so hopefully you had a good time at your event or whatever was going on, but you're back in the air chair, and that is the voice of Ron, Mr. Bones, who you will hear most every Friday evening at 8 p.m. Pacific time on 36 lower, 27,365 on the Ditch Banks sideband net. All are welcome, and he's got a good transmitter and good receiver, so he'll be able to pick you up. Sounding good, sir, and thanks for checking in.
All right, Dennis. Take care.
Next, we have SWL 83, and of course, Jay-Z was in at the top of the net. So I'm putting the X in the square now, even though I did see if you jumped out. You checked the replay, you are definitely checked in. Jay-Z in beautiful Sylvania, Ohio. Refreshing the comments. Echo link looks good. Let's go to SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. Of course, that's the Cheerios Kid, the Mountain Maid Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. We decorated the, I thought they put lights in it, but the on-the-air light is still there. They left it up. I was thinking they were going to have to unplug it to put the lights in, but I guess not. SWL 89, SWL 90, got a proxy N490, and then probably an X in the square for Mr. Felix, SWL 91. And I didn't check it. He may have stopped by early, so let me put the X there. SWL, who's next? SWL 92. There's so many lights here tonight, it's hard to see the it's the script. SWL 93. Somebody said give Leo a proxy check-in. I will do that. Updating the list. Next, we go over to SWL 95. SWL 96. Kurt in Kokomo. I'd like to get his latest radio update. Foxman. The fish have been fed so many times today by various people. We had to put a sign that says, instead of don't forget to feed the fish, it says, please don't feed the fish. We don't want them kind of floating upside down from all the tasty tetramin going on the top of that thing. So thanks for the reminder, but I think we're doing good with fish. Let's go over to SWL 97. What is Jim? Jim came in early. He came in right at the end last week, so we'll pre-check him in and then find out what's happening in Boston. Over to SWL 98. Tracy, we got an X in the square. You know, I was looking. I don't have the page, but the Ditch Banks sideband net gets a promo, as it were, for Fridays, and we also get one for the Old Tube Radio Network that Tracy and the gang up on the Facebook page do. And I'm telling you what's happening, and they have this. I don't think it's artistically generated, a picture of the Old Tube Radio Net controller. And I think what's happening is, instead of them trying to make the picture look like me, I'm starting to look like whatever picture they put up. I looked at the other day and I said, wait a minute. And so I think today I look just like the generated shot. It's scary. So Tracy is in. 99, Radio Randy was in earlier. Good to see Randy. And let's head over, if I can get it to work. Crank it up and fire it up and see if we can get... Oh, boy. There it is. I was trying to get the Echolink link to work so we can check in with Mr. Tony, KD4BAO from KB6GFD. Over. So Tony will check us in. The tube's on the air. I'm from
Hey, good evening.
McClellanville.
Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. KD4BAO, back to net control.
Hey, Tony, you're sounding good as always. A Merry Christmas to everyone around the shack there, and thanks for firing up and activating tubes on the air. It's coming up, 73, KB6GFD. Tony on the Echolink link from McClellanville, South Carolina. Let's go to SWL 102. Up there in Arkansas, John somewhere. And what is that? 666. The meter in the top left looks like a 1950s robot face. That would be, oh, you know what? Let's go. I can go to the full. That's the REA meter. That's the cool. I'll just take a little time. That is, and you know what? It is the 1950s. It's a recreation. Somebody did a really good job of doing a vintage negative and positive audio peaks, and then they put the scope at the bottom. That's a ooh. I'm trying to get a little sine wave going there, and so I can see like the two eyeballs and the mouth. So I think you're right. Whenever they made the robots, that's probably some of the pieces of set gear that they use with these old meters and things. You know, they went around the electronic shop and said, we need to build a robot for this movie. And so they put stuff like this. But that's a good call. I'm just so used to seeing it. I never thought that it could be... I never thought that it could be spooky or scary. I never thought about that, but it is. So... we'll be right in when we come around Halloween next time. Let's go over to... Oh, you know what? We got SWL 109. That, of course, is Mr. Crawdad up in Auberry. Let me get Crawdad checked in. And then I skipped over, and Joey is saying, what about me? I'm here. I'm doing this thing. SWL 103, Joey, up there in South Carolina, who... he checked in 2 hours ago, waving from South Carolina over at oldtuberadio.net, and is probably somewhere lurking on the frequency here. And there's 102. Let me do 102 again, because the AT&T, I know I have that, AT&T high-speed internet equivalent to a dial-up modem in Pomona. Anaheim, Azusa, Cucamonga, and now coming to a theater near you in Pomona. What was the little old lady from Pasadena? She was the terror of Colorado Boulevard. What's the big street in Pomona? I don't know. Used to go to the Pomona Fair. This would be in the 60s when you could not breathe. You could literally not breathe the air out there. It was worse. We'd live to the beach and we'd drive out to Pomona to this fair, and it was just like, you couldn't breathe. Your lungs would hurt. But that was back in the 60s. They fixed all that. Pomona is a beautiful place. I just want, in case they're listening at the Chamber of Commerce, I wanted to say that. And 103, I see you. 109, where were we going? Oh, Neil. Neil is there. That's I wanted to jump up to 147. Sorry for being disjointed here. Got a couple of people we want to check in. So, Neil, what's going on? Radio kind of quiet last couple of days. Yeah, I was on 10 meters today with nothing. Not much on 11. Not even the mini grass. Some loud stations from Hawaii on 27-370. They're always loud. You know, they park their 5-watt, supposed 5-watt mobile radios right in the water, and out they go. No great get-backs. Merry Christmas from 887. Thank you, Dr. Jazz. I know you might be busy with the musical stuff, so you bring cheer wherever you go with the brass. So thanks for that. Thanks for your jazz, your Christmas jazz. Let's go back to the roll call. Oh, no, we've got... Charlie is pointing to me. He says, go back to page 1. I will do that because, indeed, before you scroll off, warning, Will Robinson. Yes, that's where. Let's go to the warning page. There it is. Warning, Will Robinson. SWL 23. Thank you, sir, for procuring the Espresso Trucking Company the last couple of weeks. It looks like they are gone. I saw the mess, but... I didn't see that they were here, so maybe they've got like a Christmas Day thing that they have to do somewhere. You know, I don't know if they do the hospital or Skid Row, whatever they do. So hopefully they're on their way to greatness. Back to the roll call. And I said, take a breath. I'm going to time out the transmitter here. Oh, there's 97. All right, I'm going to get off this row. Boston 97. Let's get back to the control room here. Well, you made it. Last week you were really at the end of the program, and I ended up scribbling you in with a with a crayon, because that's all I could find. But now I'm going to make the official pen for SWL 97, Boston 97. I hope you guys have a great Christmas out that way. Let's continue. We got Tony. We got 102. SWL 110. Oh yeah, there is. I'm already over time tonight. SWL 111. I'm gonna get Robert checked in. I thought I heard him trying, but he was really weak before the net started. But there was no skip, so I'm not sure what was up with that. SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114.
114 checking in.
All right, you can set your clock to this guy right here. SWL 114, you are sounding good, Wayne. Merry Christmas all around that way. Thanks for checking in.
Merry Christmas right back to you too, Dennis. Thank you for the check-in.
We are going over to SWL 128. One of the first players when we got our digital.net, and there he is right there, right at the top of the page, checking in. Wishing a Merry Christmas to all. Thank you, John. Let me see if I got you officially checked in, and I do. Thanks for staying up late with us tonight out there in Foreland in Fairfax, Virginia. Let's go to SWL 131. SWL 133. Shortwave listener 135.
Yes, hello there. SWL 135 checking in.
sounding good. I had to get a drink of water, and I may have to get some more because I seem to be talking too much tonight. Hopefully there'll be a lot of radios that will keep me from having to say too much, and we'll let the radios do the talking. Coming up on your old Tube Radio Network, I know you have one standing by, so don't go too far. SWL 137's got a proxy check in. Over to up the hill to SWL 145. And let me get Tony checked in. I think he left me some questions. I haven't proofread them, so we will do that here before the break, or at the break. 0-47, Neil checked in moments ago. SWL 188, Snow Beast. SWL 195, from Coursecourt, Jim got checked in at the beginning of the net. And over to 226. Maybe get a check-in for Mr. Shockwave. Anybody else that I may have missed or would like to say hello radio where you're listening? I am jumping over. Let me go to the mail and see if I can't find the infamous Friday questions. And here they are. I'm going to read them cold. Okay, we got two. Thanks, Tony. Tony's right on it all the time. Multiple choice. Here we go. Question 1. Eccentricity of a satellite orbit. I hope I said that right. Eccentricity of a satellite orbit describes which of the following? Orbital period. Orbital, we're in satellite now. A, orbital period. It's easy for you to say. B, orbital velocity. I've not been drinking eggnog. C, orbital attitude. And D, orbital shape. This is a good... When you go on the air, they have all those, Peter Piper picked a peck. They have those little tongue twisters. Orbital period, orbital velocity, orbital attitude, orbital shape. That's a good tongue twister. So this is the eccentricity of a satellite orbit. Describes which of the following? The period, the velocity, the altitude, or the shape. Anybody a satellite person?
Oh, yeah. It's D. No doubt about it.
Okay, no doubt about it, D from that. Oh, and there's another D, and there's another D, there's a C. Okay, well, let me see. I should know this because we used to have to tune in the satellites at the station and whatever, but the eccentricity. So the answer is the orbital shape eccentricity indicate how elongated or circular an orbit is. So what is the answer? Well, it should give a number. Let's see, orbital shape, period, velocity, attitude. Okay, it's D. It didn't say D, but the orbital shape. Okay, everybody said the D. You knew that. D is correct. Orbital shape, eccentricity indicate how elongated or circular an orbit is. Okay. I'll buy that. Let's give a mud duck chicken honk for that. Now, on to number 2. How many layers are found in the ionosphere? Okay, get your charts out. Because I know there's, and it, of course, it doesn't say at what time of the day. So let's assume that it's all of the layers. So don't say, well, technically, if it's nighttime or daytime. So how many layers are found in the ionosphere? I'll give you all a chance to check the little chart. Check that Skipland chart. Right now, I bet you wouldn't find as many. Or do you find more? No, you find less at night, I think. Well, it says, the answer says they are the D, E, F, F1, and F2. So that would be 5. So what happens at night? Some of those, the sun makes them go away, right? That's why you get certain skip conditions. And then you get E-skip. And then you get tropospheric ducting, I think, on the F layers. Is that correct? But 5 is the correct answer. Were all the layers to be present, if we were taking a roll call for the ionosphere, and they were all there. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to take a minute or two to jump around here and get set up for the tube radios tonight. So they're looking. No, we do not have Espresso Trucking Company. Charlie says there's an 8-track. Okay, if you can find it, we've got a player, but you got to find it in the next hour. We'll see what happens. They always leave us something. Back in a moment with your tube radios. And hello to Portland, Oregon. I'll be right back. Okay, you know what? I've got to change something here, so hang on a second. We had a technical issue. And I think all is well now. Stand by. I'm going to reset. Okay, 1 ringy-dingy. Resetting 2 ringy-dingies. And wait for that to come back. Okay, good. Wait for this to come back. And wait for that to come back. Good. Uh-oh. Wait for this to come back. Why am I hearing double speak here? Clear that. I think we're okay. Famous last words. You're listening. I don't know where that's coming from. Famous last words. You're listening. Oh, maybe that's my audio bleeding through. Oh, I hear it. Wait a minute. I think I found the problem. Maybe that's no matter how many times you hit that button, it still doesn't work. Much better. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Your Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio's going in the dark. Boy, it took longer because there's so many people here, and then there were some noises outside, and it turns out there were raccoons. There are raccoons up on the roof. So we were we pulled some oranges off the tree and threw them, and that seemed to upset them a little bit. So if you hear any thumping, it's not a wild party for some reason. Now maybe hold on a second. That gets the JT told me that this is really good for raccoons, alligators, and whatever wildlife they have. The Old Tube Radio Network. It is time for you and your tube radios to shine. I will be standing by listening. This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
135, 135.
And 135. Let me sign in. This is December 20th, 2025. I do have, there it is. It's blank, ready to fill in the Old Tube Radio page of stuff. Grab that. I don't hear any raccoons. So, Mr. Cliff, take a transmission. Tell us what is happening over.
Okay, well, the raccoons are not invading currently. Maybe they've gone into your neighborhood. I think they circle around in a pattern or something. It's really weird. They show up like every few months, and then they disappear again. Okay, so from deep below the surface of the Earth, this is SWL 135. Here in the CB Cabana, where it's not as chilly as it has been, and this time we have a radio from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Don't get a lot of those, but they did make radios there, and this is one of them. This is the International Crystal Manufacturing. I blanked on it again. It's an ITC, or ITC 100 executive. No, CTZ. I remembered. Charlie Tango Zulu, CTZ 100 executive. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. Yeah, you got it correct. Charlie Tango Zulu 100. I'll get the picture there. I want to take a moment while you are in SWL 10 and 30. Dwayne and Chrissy, I know you're going to jump in and jump out. You have a lot of things going on there. We're thinking about you guys, so thanks for saying hello. And let you get back to what you all have to do. So as much as possible, have a great holiday up that way. Thanks for joining us, and we will look for you guys next week. But thanks for jumping in, and we understand. So I believe because my Rolodex is doing interesting things. I'm going to try and get a shot of the radio here. And to do that, I have to put it right there. So hopefully when I paste it, it will say and submit it. It will go bingo. All right, I've got it. The picture is coming up. And we're going to go back to you and this is a cool radio, folks. Back to you, sir.
Okay, well, let's see. What about this thing? It's from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oh, yes, it's got 9 tubes in the transceiver and 2 additional tubes in the speaker S unit or S meter unit. Yeah. So that's a total of 11 tubes, I think, altogether. There are 12 crystal-controlled transmit channels, and that's combined with a full 23-channel VFO. So you can listen to everybody, but only talk on about half the channels. There is a switch that allows you 2 crystal-controlled receive channels. If you use them a lot. Mine has 9 and 11 in it. So it must have been pretty popular. Those were in there when I got this thing. So with that, back to you.
Good audio. Haven't put up any of the meters yet. See the signal or the Orban meter, but boy, it sounds good. Beautiful looking radio. Not your typical. You look at this thing from afar. If you didn't know radios, you might say, is it some type of an intercom? Is it an AM radio? I mean, what the heck is this thing? But then you notice you got volume and squelch, and like you said, the receive selector and operate and calibrate. I'm thinking, I was looking to see if we have, and I don't know if we do, a manual for that. Sometimes at .com we've got manuals or something. This is a radio we definitely want a manual for.
I don't know if you can hear that. Did you hear the sirens back there?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so they're coming to get me. So I'll make this brief. Evidently, I said something wrong on the air. There is a manual, I'm almost certain, on CB Tricks for this. I think they got the whole owner's manual there. Because none of the international crystal radios are in SAMs. So yeah, it's a very good thing to try to get a hold of any form of the manuals you can get a hold of. And they got some good pictures there too. I've got pictures of this one, but I don't know who to send them to. Anywho, let's see. You've got an on light, a receive on light, which is amber colored. I assume it's neon. And then the only other light is in between the mic jack and the transmit channel selector. That is a red light, and it is for, hey, I'm transmitting. It's a modulation light, too. It's currently indicating that I'm modulating, and I hope that is the case.
No, it sounds very good. Good, at least what I'm hearing on the headphones. It's full fidelity. It's sharp. It's not too bassy. All the good stuff. I don't know if there's a little light in the front. I don't know if you're making that blink. I also have a rear panel shot, a real back of the radio shot, and it's cool. They got the tube complement and some other stuff, which I will put on the next time that you take a transmission. The microphone in the front, and I can't tell if that's a 4-pin, 5-pin, whatever it is, but whatever the microphone you have, I think it's the +3. Whatever it was, whatever it is, it sounds good.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Never quite sure. This was voted the favorite mic of the 3 I had going for this. So I've decided to keep using it. I do have the original handheld Shure Brothers type mic that says international, on the front of it. But it sounds pretty terrible. It's very pinched audio, like you're pinching your nose. But I've got it, and it works. This is the Turner Plus 3B, as in Bravo, and it sounded the best out of the 3 mics I had.
Well, it sounds very good. So maybe they're coming to get the foxes. You're what? A couple miles from me. You got coyote. No, we don't have coyotes, but we've got foxes, raccoons, possums. There is an owl that's been hooting night after night. But the raccoons could get pretty nasty. They like to put on a show. So Hopefully they're not out messing with you in the radio cabana. Yeah, there's the tube, 6AQ5, 12AX7, 6AL5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's 2 more off to the side in the crystal thing. There's a push to reset. I don't know what that's all about. The fuse is in, and this unit complies with FCC rules and regulations, Part 19 for Class D operation. Pretty cool. And the serial number, and I don't think this is your radio. Maybe it is. It's 99479, but that's way in the back.
No, that's not mine. I've seen those pictures. This is in just a tiny bit nicer condition than mine. And what was I going to say? Like I said, there are 2 additional tubes in the speaker S-meter unit, which is also being used on this thing currently, and 3 more if I use the mic amp. I've also got the mic amp. You might have to look in the advertisements for that. I have seen it in the advertisements section. And I'm not using it currently. There's just too much stuff to bring out right now. I did want to let you know that you are 60 over on this meter. That's as high as it goes. Or you are 150, I think it's microvolts. I'm not sure what the other numbers are because they are not, that scale is not marked. The S units and the dB over 9 are marked that way. But there's a series of numbers 0 to 150 that covers the same scale, and I think is it milliamps or microvolts? Any idea?
It's either microvolts or it could be dBm. Although I think it goes, you go lower. See, that's going higher. And I got 0.5. So maybe that's microvolt. There was a way to calibrate the S meter, where S9 was either 50 or 100 microvolts. It was like a Collins way to calibrate it, and a Kenwood way to calibrate it. I have the speaker. I found it. I call it a speaker. The speaker, it is cool. It's got the meter and then the speaker. It almost looks like 2 speakers, but there's 2 grills, and then you've got the selection there, and I got it as close as I can get. So the dB is good in the top part. Yeah, it is interesting how they don't quite have it calibrated, but it starts at 0. So if it was dBm, it would be, I think, 0 when it got to 60. So perhaps, like you said, microvolts.
I think, I'm not certain. I have not been able to find any paperwork on that unit. If anybody knows of any, please let us know, because it'd be really cool to have a schematic and things. Harvey got it working quite well. I think it just needed some cleaning and some fresh tubes. But as far as the explanation of the function and everything, I'm not that hip to it. Thanks for letting me check it in.
Thanks for bringing it by. For the HF bands below 30 megahertz, S9 is defined as 50 microvolts at the receiver antenna input. For UHF, it's different. So if I go back to the shot there, S9 is actually, it looks like it's about 70s, but it could be calibrated differently. Let me mention the International Crystal Manufacturing is one of the companies that had been around for a long time. And here is an article from 2017. This is from the ARRL. International Crystal Manufacturing, ICM of Oklahoma City, has announced that it will be going out of business probably at the end of May. So this is 2017. Royden Freeland Jr., W5EMH, son of the company's founder, posted a letter this week on the ICM website. So, the parts, you could still get crystals, all these things, and just a couple years ago. We will be honoring all orders that we have already taken, and we'll be able to fill a limited amount of new orders. International Crystal produced RF control devices, quartz crystals, oscillators, QCM crystals, filters, TCXOs, VCTCXOs, and precision crystals. Royden R. Friedland Sr. founded International Crystal in 1950. At first operating out of his garage, one of his first contracts was to produce crystals for Collins Radio. The elder Freeland and his wife died in a 1978 air crash, and his son took over the company, which expanded into the production of other electronics for the 1980s. And it goes on. But a great history with that company, and one that just recently shuttered their doors over.
Hey, Cliff.
Yes, Harvey?
Even though you are not presently using it, would you like to mention the very super duper 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 hard to find International Crystal accessory that came with that radio?
I did.
You mentioned it? I missed it.
Yeah, I said, 3 additional tubes, because it has 3 tubes. It's a microphone amplifier, and I've got that, but I'm currently not using it. Like I said, I did briefly mention that.
I missed your briefly mentioning it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've not seen another one of those listed anywhere. So, okay. And by the way, if you're not going to use it, okay. Well, talk to you later.
Oh, I intend to use it probably when the weather warms up a little bit and I feel like it. I'll use it with the original mic. While I got you here for just a second, you don't happen to remember the 2 tubes that are in the speaker meter box, do you? Because I have no paperwork, and B, they're behind the speaker where I can't see them. You don't happen to remember what tubes they are, do you?
No, I do not. However, I might have paperwork on it somewhere. You mentioned the manual. Didn't I eventually get you a manual for that?
Yes, sir, you did. And I do have the manual and went through it today with a fine-tooth comb. It doesn't even mention that the meter or the mic amplifier exists. Not in the owner's manual for the CTZ 100 anyways. So I figured they probably came with separate manuals.
Well, the CTZ 100, they have a 100A, B, and C, I think. I think I have a manual for a 50. I'll check and see if it's in that. Okay, I'll let you go. Bye.
I have a picture.
Groovy.
It is on the back of the unit, and it's hard for me to read it. The 6CL6 is one of them, but the other one, and I'm looking at the picture. I have a low-res screen. Somebody might actually be seeing it. It looks like a 6BH6 or something. It's a 6-something H6, I think, for the 2 tubes. But one of them is definitely a 6CL8, or 6CL6 over.
Okay, those are the transmit tubes in the actual transceiver unit. Those are not the 2 tubes that are in the external box.
Oh, that's the speaker. All right. I don't think I have a rear projection of that, and I bet they might be on that. I don't know. All right, so the mystery is unsolved. And from the radio room, 726, thank you. Typically, S9 is 50 microvolts, and that's sort of what I've heard. That's like a Collins set. They used to put all their stuff to 50 microvolts at S9, although I heard that some of the Kenwoods would do 100. So you get, 9 pounds, good modulation, get those meter readings up. And then minus 73 dBm would be about that same item. And then S9 plus 10 is typically 160 microvolts. So if you go back to the meter, I think 160 was at the top of your like 60 over or something, but that's very possible that it is actually reading. You know why? You know what? And that would make sense because everybody's really hitting you strong, like they're pinning your meter. So at 160 microvolts, the way I read it from what 726 is saying here, that would be an S9, that would be 10 over S9, and that would be about right. I would think Harvey and I are probably more in the 10 over rather than the 60 over signal. So if that's truly at 160 microvolts or however it's calibrated, that could make a lot of sense over.
Now, there's a lot of good movement on that meter. I have it zeroed out with the adjuster, and like I say, you go from zero and swing all the way over, and that's in the middle sensitivity category. There are 3 of those. Maybe 4,000 is actually more accurate. I'm not sure, but it goes 40, 400, and 4,000, and I'm not sure what those numbers are. Is that ohms, kilo ohms, or I'm still not sure, but I can actually set it up to receive anybody any way I want, more or less, with this thing.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a manual would be nice, but what a great piece of almost test gear going on, and you'd pair them. And again, this is 11 meter Class D. Isn't supposed to be super complex. But as we read about that company from 1950s, they did a lot of things, and I guess sort of like they got into 11 meter stuff. They couldn't help themselves, being the technical people that they were, and put some beautiful, nice equipment, and just happened to have one. So a great find. It certainly has good audio. Nice. You'll hear the replay, and I'm sure you will be perfectly happy with the way it sounds over.
Yeah, I haven't checked it in for a while, so I'll be glad to hear it. One thing I've never mentioned before about that meter, it's under the word executive on the meter itself. It says International Crystal Manufacturing Co. Inc. And I say that because the word crystal is written in like a cursive font. But behind the word crystal, I don't know if your picture shows it well enough or not, is a flying crystal. I hadn't mentioned that before, and I always thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of small. It's right behind the word crystal, and it's like a plug-in crystal at an angle, and it's got little wings on it. It reminds me of the flying toaster from After Dark, which is also a long time ago now. But strange little thing that I find nowhere else on any of my International Crystal equipment.
Interesting. And I've got the picture up now. I like that font, and it's no such font for executive. And I can see the little shadow. It looks like it's straight below the S8 or S7. If you go straight down the XEC, go right down there, it looks like there might be a shadow of that, but it's very weak. Here's something, not sure about the radio, but could the D150 scale be milliamps for the plate on transmit? So when you transmit, what happens to that meter?
Interesting you brought that up, because right now, as I'm transmitting, this meter goes to 0. Yeah, it doesn't show anything on transmit, which I always thought was strange. They went to all the trouble to build this whole external unit and everything so you'd have a meter, but it's a receive-only meter.
Okay, interesting. Unless there is some, hook me up and do something to you. All right. And Richard, I see you, 78. We'll get you checked in. And he said Interesting Radio always wanted one. They used to have a 100 milliwatt version, if he remembers correctly, that transmit was mounted in a box with the antenna to extend the range of the walkie-talkie. And I think Lafayette, some of the bigger radios would have a switch to go to 100 milliwatts because that was the unlicensed operation. And I think you may have been limited to the antenna height as well, so that's why they put it in a box. But so there you go. Get licensed, but you could have some unlicensed thing going on. Very interesting radio. Certainly built more like test gear and giving you all sorts of... This was definitely a engineer's radio for sure. Lots of good stuff. And we got to find out what font that is for executive. 2017... You would think, and what is a gentleman's name? Maybe we'll have to, Royden R. Freeland Jr. I wonder if he's a ham. I think Yeah, see, because his dad, Royden Frenier, W5EMH. Royden Freeland Jr. says W5EMH. I wonder if his call is in QRZ, if he's still active. Boy, that would be a great Echolink sometime to get the radio up and talk about it. So we'll put that on the to-do list if that's a possibility. Anyway, radio number 1, the CTZ 100, and there are, if we go to our list of available radios from International Crystal Manufacturing, there are many 100 models, there are 50 models, 60, all sorts of things. Citizens Band or Deluxe. So they did just make one and run away. Sounds interesting. But as far as I know, this is really one of the only ones that we've been checking in. So thanks, Cliff. You've got us excited about future possibilities here.
Because you just never know. Made in 1962, if my paperwork and everything is correct. This thing has been around for a very long time now and is still working quite well. Another interesting thing is that most of the tubes in the transceiver unit are actually mounted horizontally. It's one of the weirdest chassis you've ever seen, I guarantee you. And it gets very, very warm, which is why I like to check these in on a nice, cool night like tonight. Because in the summertime, this thing just gets way too hot. I mean, like burn your hand on the case hot. But right now, it's just running at a very nice, normal temperature. And it's doing reasonably well. Let's see, it's just the teensiest bit high in frequency. I got 0852 or 0853. And that's been holding pretty steady since about 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's good stuff. Thanks for letting me check it in. We'll let the channel roll. See you next time.
Dennis?
This is the Basic Dennis, over.
Show the back of the radio again.
All right, I will do that. And then while we're doing that, Cliff, take a transmission. I'll do the zero beat here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here I am. It'd be nice on sideband if you tell me if it's warbling or drifting
or anything, because I haven't seen this on one of the cool waterfall displays yet, which I'd really love to see what it's doing. Is there a big weird tail or wibbling and wobbling around, or is it staying pretty solid? My freaky counter, every time it comes to a rest, seems to be pretty solid. So back to you.
Back to me in the studio. Well, you are almost, remember, this is International Crystal Manufacturing. You're just about right on. Maybe 50 cycles high. I mean, when I go 25 or 085, you're right there, and I tweak it in just a little bit better if I go up. And I don't hear any warbling, and of course we would need the big picture to see if it has the tail or the spike or anything like that. But it looks good and sounds good. All right, here is the back of the radio. So I'm looking at it. Everybody that's tuned in the video is looking at it. So Harvey, we've got it, over.
There it is, popped up on my phone. You see where the fuse is? It says 6-volt DC, 12-volt DC. As far as which fuse to use based on 6-volt or 12-volt. Below it is your push to reset. I believe that is for AC. If something goes wrong AC-wise, that pops out, and then you reset it. And then when you're running DC, if something goes wrong, depending on your DC voltage, the fuse goes. Okay?
Yeah, it's a breaker.
Breaker
11.
So it's the one radio that actually has its own breaker.
Yes, breaker 11.
All right. Well, don't blow your fuse. Don't pop your breaker. And the model, there it is, right there. Model CTZ 100. I don't know if you have anything to write this down, but the photo that we're showing is serial 99439. So my guess is, because they didn't make 100,000 of these things. Well, maybe they did, but I don't think so. So the 99 is probably indicative of something, and then the 439 could be the number of the unit or the year, something 9. I don't know. We'll see if we can find the code on that. But this one is a 99 439, so if you get a chance to look at the back of yours, you can kind of compare that.
It's 45466. I just looked at it.
Wow, 45466. Okay, so it might be a year date kind of thing. Who knows? But it's neat to have serial numbers, and there's so much information here on the back. So International Crystal Manufacturing in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Just to the left of where that plug is plugged in, on the right, you'll see the mic gain control. Okay? And Cliff will let you know whether it's turned up all the way.
Oh, I didn't see that before. It's a little, where's my, there it is. So that actually rotates, it looks like another button, and it doesn't look like it's calibrated. So the only way you would know it was turned up all the way is if you actually turn it.
Oh, yeah, and you can turn it up all the way. I backed it off just a little bit, Harvey. I tried, cranking it up all the way, and it kind of, there's something up with the pot probably, because it kind of starts to chop out at the very, end of the rotation. So I backed it off just a bit, about an eighth of a turn, and it's still nice and loud, and seems to do the job.
6AQ5 audio on receive and modulator with a 12AX7 mic amp.
I see that there, the 12. I bet he's got one of the really good 12AX7s in there. Probably the one that's set up for audio. I wonder if that, what the name of the tubes are. If it's International Crystal, marked, whatever. Anyway, the audio is really good, Cliff, so no need to worry.
One more mystery if anybody wants to work on it.
This is the one more mystery frequency. Go ahead.
Because this is something that I've wondered about ever since I got this thing. There is Dymo tape on the front, as one might imagine, because people did that a lot. And I always leave mine on there. Now, mine does not look like a CB call sign. So I don't know if this is a business call sign or what, but check this out. It's 18QA1462. That's and I'm going to assume that those ones are ones and not eyes. You know how the Dymo tape thing is, that the eyes and the ones are the same thing. But that's what it looks like. 18QA1462. And below that it says Unit 1. If anybody could tell me what the devil that call sign or what that could be, I'd appreciate that too. It's the mystery call.
Okay. Before the Unit 1, how many digits is it?
Yeah, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that's an old call sign.
Is that what that is? It's just a really old call?
I'm going to say that's the pre-60. In fact, Richard, thank you, Richard. It was 18QA1362 was the original FCC issued call sign. And I remember some guys, this would have been back in the late 60s when I had my walkie-talkie, would actually sign with those larger calls, the calls, but I don't know what the cutoff date was. It was in 1958, 59 or whatever, but that's probably that is an original call, like a September 11th, 1958 call.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. I wasn't sure what it was. I thought maybe it's a business band. Because, people use these for business. And it says Unit 1, below that. So, this might have been a fleet of trucks or something. I had no idea. So I keep forgetting to ask about that because I know I've taken up too much time already. But, yeah, it's still on the front of the unit where I will leave it. Thanks for the info.
And the those, I don't know what they used for the tapes and those Dymo labels, but those things are indestructible. I mean, they last forever. Whatever you put, the little tags and stuff you put on things now, they just peel right off. But the Dymo label's good for 100 years.
That radio came from Indiana.
Is that where you snagged it?
Well, kinda. Remember I said there was a guy that sent me a bunch of radios for the shipping? Well, he sent me about 3 huge boxes of International Crystal radios. And that was one of the pristine ones, along with the modulator that was mounted on top of it, which you took off, I think. But, yeah, they all came from Indiana. Now, some don't look that good, but they're good for parts. But they all came from this one guy in Indiana.
Hey, Harvey, you didn't happen to notice if the others had Dymo tape on them that said like Unit 2, Unit 4, or anything like that?
Oh, gee, Cliff, I will leave right now, go to storage, and with my flashlight, I'll look at all the radios.
Okay, we'll wait.
I have no idea. They're in boxes.
I just thought I'd ask, because, yeah, I've got a bunch of them. Like I say, I might be right. Maybe it was like a fleet of trucking radios or something like that. Who knows? Okay, thanks. I'll get out of the way. See ya.
All right, thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Harvey. Thank you, Royden Freeland Jr. Thank you, Oklahoma City. And doggone it, I wish we could have kept you guys in business. But at least the International Crystal Manufacturer Executive CTZ 100 lives on here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Yes, there is still time to check in a radio. We took a little time on that, but it's a good thing. The Jingle Singers are here, and when we return, we'll be listening for your radio check-in.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
14.
All right. Well, you had time, Sean, to not only do your dishes, but the neighbors' dishes and any dishes you might be using for the next couple of weeks at a International Crystal Manufacturing Radio. I'm not sure if you could hear it direct. Might have heard it on the OTR replay. But we're hearing you. Speaking of direct, we're hearing you great in Midtown Fresno. So go ahead with the transmission over.
Yeah, I could actually hear the International Crystal Company radio from Cliff. It's nice to hear Cliff back on the air again as well. I'm glad he's feeling a lot better. And tonight I wanted to check in on the Buddy RC11B Buddy Bass radio.
Wow, the Buddy with extra flavor tonight, extra audio. I will go to Buddy or Autronics. Actually, I think I have to go to Autronics. And you've got the, let's see, TX11B, RC11B, is that correct? Over?
Yeah, that's correct. And I've got it on a Turner Plus 3 microphone, and the giant on-the-air speaker is illuminated. And this is my Christmas radio also, because Harvey put the green meter lamp in there for me on the receiver, and then I've got a nice red one in the transmitter. And the way the Buddy Bass case is cut, it shoots out a nice little pattern on the other radios in the wall in the background.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. Not only does it give you a nice smell of the dust burning off the tubes, but you've got that little pattern coming through the convection cooling. All right, and I'm glad you said you were on a +3 microphone. The reason I say that is because that you do have a control. We're going to be going to that control on that microphone because you are actually getting that radio to flat top. So that and that is really, really hard to do. So we're going to have to do some serious mic attenuation over.
Okay, well, maybe Dirt Dog messed with the knob, so hopefully that'll be a lot better.
All right, yeah, you can come up a little bit from that, I think. Now, those plate modulated radios will take a lot of input. And like I said, it was still good, but it was just starting to flat top. And I'm thinking, man, that radio, it's going to try. It's like a dog chasing a stick. It's going to jump in the pond. It's going to go wherever to bring that stick back. But I like what you got now. Maybe just a little bit more over.
Okay, well, that is just a touch bit more, and I popped my ears because I think I'm coming down with something, and I did note that I could hear that tube rattling in there, and now it sounds like a slight rattle, but how is it now? A little bit better?
Yeah, it's good. Foxman362 says he was smoking that radio. Banging the meters like a Christmas tree tonight. Yes, indeed. No, you're good. You've got it dialed where it should be, and I'm sure you are. Were you to have the REA meter like I do here, you would probably be showing a good 125% good plate modulation audio. RC11, TX11B, RC11B, those are the transmitter receivers. And with the addition of the on-the-air speaker light, make it light up.
Yeah, definitely a giant on-the-air speaker lamp. And like I said, I've got the green and red meter lamps. And also this radio has a switch for high and low power. Obviously, I'm running the low. And it also has a fan that draws air out of the transmitter. I believe it's a Yaesu fan. And those are the only modifications. That it's in great shape. Amazing radio that I got from Phil. And boy, I really like this one. So it's definitely going to stay out here in my living room. And I know we're running late tonight, so I want to get on out of the way here shortly and make room for other radios.
No problem. I had the attenuator on. We've got the S meter going. And so I put on the preamp because it's tricky because I'm just listening through the headphones. I was like, man, that is loud. You got to be like 10 over. And it's at S3 because the audio is so loud. So I just put if you watch the replay and you come back, you'll see it at S7. I wanted to put the needle somewhere in the middle so you can kind of see where the modulation was going. So it doesn't look like you have it over tweaked. Like it's got a little bit of headroom. With that radio, you could probably get by with even scooshing the unmodulated, the resting carrier down even more. But I think it's set up the way it needs to be. Back to you on the Buddy bass over.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you mentioning something. Like I said, I missed last week and hadn't been on the air. I've been working a lot, and appreciate the time for the Buddy bass tonight. And like I said before, I hope everybody out there has a Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you next week there, Dennis.
Dennis?
This is the Basic Dennis, over.
Okay, the Buddy bass you have in the picture is from SWL 45 Paul up in the mountains. The transmitter is on the left. To the right of the transmit meter, you see a silver thing. That is a light bulb with a silver hood cover where it's open on the left to illuminate the meter. The meter on the right is in the receiver and does have a light bulb in the back. There you go. You got the picture with it turned on now. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to mention that because I thought people might wonder what's that silver doodad there just to the right of the transmit meter. Thank you very much, Dennis.
A question now, is that a typical thing for the Buddy? Or is that, it's like, oh, we forgot to illuminate the meter, or we put in non-illuminated meters so you could buy this little extra add-on?
person did, but Paul got it that way. And there's supposed to be a bracket that holds the meter on in the back, and clipped to that, or secured to that, is the light bulb that goes around to the back of the meter. The meter, solid aluminum backing, has a round hole in it, and the light bulb is behind that. So you're able to move the light bulb, and you're able to get the illumination, if you look at the right meter, to be kind of circular and small or large, depending on how close you have the light bulb. Okay? It's a little hard to do, but apparently there was either no bracket or something missing from the transmit meter, so somebody put a hole in the transmitter and mounted that bulb thing there.
All right, and Rob, he said it looks like a license plate lamp. Looks like the license plate lamp on your, 67 Ford Falcon station wagon, kind of sticking out there, and you'd go find that. What is it, the 47 bulb or whatever? I wonder do you know what bulb that is? That the auto lamp that goes in there? I'm surprised it's not melting the plastic.
If I remember right, the hood pulls off, and it's kind of loose, and the bulb either screws in or it's a bayonet, and it's a big round bulb.
Okay, it looks like a big bulb, and hopefully it's not one of those things where if you have that, you'll notice that part of your meter is a little bit scorched. You could buy the transmitter and the receiver separate. Here's the original price, $124.95, and that was the TX11B. So that's the transmitter. So if you put these two things together, you're probably at about $250, and I don't know if you had to buy the speakers separate. It came with a channel 11 crystal. Of course, it's 23 channels, but you had to buy, $5 a pop or whatever they were. Power output. How did they get FCC type accepted? 30 watts input to the final with a 10-meter conversion. 5 watts max plate power to the final factory wire. So that's why people like these, right? They could get the type acceptance, then they'd go in, even though I don't ever know these would be running on 10 meters, and they would do the conversion. But is that the high-low power thing? And Harvey, I'll direct this to you. And it's probably like the general radio telephone. When you go up to that 30 watts, I'm going to say you're losing some headroom on the audio, probably over.
Well, that's why you changed the audio tube. You had options on the transmit tube. 2E26 or 6146. 6146 was a lot stronger, got more output. The modulator was a 6V6. You could put a 6L6 in there, or a, a 5814 or something. Okay? Something like that. You could put in taller tubes, but then you couldn't get them, the top to fit on. And that's with no modification to any circuitry, just plug the tubes in. The super high output with the switch was changing the 6X5 rectifier tube to diodes. Now, if you ran the diodes, just straight diodes, you got the super high output. However, if you put resistors in with the diodes in series, I believe, I'm doing this from 75-year-old brain cells, and then a switch, you could switch to slightly lower, and then switch the resistors out, and you'd go max. So anyway, that's how that worked. And that does have the diode pack in it with a switch on the back of the radio. I'm fortunate to have a few buddies, and they all have diode packs in them. And a couple have 6146s, but then there's another tube you could put in, which is a lot better. And that's let me think, I think it's a 6293. And it just is a direct plug-in. You don't have the maximum output, but you could run that tube day in, day out, bucket mouth like I'm doing right now, and never flatten that out. So a lot of people run that tube.
I just remember there weren't a lot of them on, but that was a very famous rig to modify to beef up the audio with a 6L6 or something, and it just run it incredibly loud, and you know, this side of obnoxious for your friends on they had the ping on the Eagle, but you had the audio on the Buddy. From Autronics or Marina Communications, I don't know. I don't think they made a lot of these, but you can kind of tell it was a specialty radio for sure, and it looks like they did get some type of type acceptance. The tube complement, 5 tubes on the transmitter. 6V6 is one of them, and then same thing with the receiver. All right, Harvey, thanks for the extra flavor before I totally sign out here. And 32 makes a note. If you're running that mobile, make sure that you have and you've got the bulbs. Make sure that they're functional, because you never know when you're going to get pulled over, and the officer is going to say, you know why I pulled you over? You've got a light out in your Buddy TX11B. It's just like it, and then they do the sobriety touch the finger and key the microphone or whatever it is. Okay, anybody else? I know we've been talking a lot here, but that's what we do. That's what we do on two-way radios. Anybody else need to get on the tube radio list tonight? OTR's listening.
I'm on the Beagle. Check that in. Oh, and by the way, Paul has the Baby Buddy.
That is, I've got, I have yours, I think, it's got the different receiver, and it doesn't have, and that's why I refrained from showing it, because it doesn't have the true on-the-air speaker light, and I might have a picture of Paul's. He was always good about shooting them outside in the floor and the fauna, but I wanted to get the big kahuna on that, because I think Sean has, like I said, he's got the real deal, all 3 pieces.
Sean's is the basic one. Paul has the one you're looking at, and he has another one that's a Baby Buddy that actually has smaller tubes in it. And I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but the chassis is factory punched for the smaller tube sockets, and his will do about 30 watts. But it's got either a 6CL6 or a 6360 final, which are like 6BQ5 type tubes. Anyway, okay, check this one in, and I'm done, and I'm tired.
All right, one more question. If the picture ever shows up, it says things are slow tonight. That's the one we're looking at is the black front. There's one that has more of the gold front, like a Browning. Is that the one you're referring to with the different front color?
No. He's got one that looks like what you're showing, but it might be a 12-channel transmitter. I'm not sure. He might have the 12-channel transmitter with the smaller tubes. I'm not sure. Oh! See that one you're showing? That is mine. And yes, look at that bulb on the transmitter out there. Let me see if I can move the picture. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside channels with an external position for that extra crystal on the outside. That is the Buddy TX11 RC11. Not the B, which is the black unit. That one there is the TX11 RC11, and that is the speaker that came with it, no on-the-air light. And you can see that I didn't put a light bulb in for the receive meter. It may not have one, but that bulb for the transmitter was in it when I got it. And that's the microphone that I ran with it. And it's in storage or in my garage.
Well, we'll have to get a buddy in the evening out here and bring it up. All right, thanks, Harvey. I know it's getting late, so let's get signed out of here. I want to say hello to Art out there in Twoland in New Jersey. Thanks for joining us tonight. And 23. Let me go back here to the test control, and we will do the official 23 Skidoo check-in. Yeah, there it is. So we've got that. The Jingle Singers are, they've been at the Punch Bowl for the eggnog, but I think we can probably still get one more ditty out of them before we can get out of here.
You're tuned to
OTR Channel 11,
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
And then I did want to take one last call for radios. OTR listening.
Yep, like this one.
Like that one right there. Go ahead, over.
Thank God. It's a miracle I'm still awake, but not a miracle that is just always reliable. Robin T123 is ready for check-in from the Radio Lounge.
Our favorite, possibly your favorite. It certainly has. It has the nice audio. It's got the. We'll bring. Let me get a quick picture here so we can see the S meter, not the S meter, but the that word, that magic eye doing its thing. Back to you. Over.
Yeah, you know what? I got really excited earlier when folks were talking about light bulbs and what they illuminate on the radios and what they don't. So you brought up the non-light bulb thing, the Magic Eye Tube. I think it's you may have to help me out. A 6RE13. Look, I've said it before. Everyone's got to own a vacuum tube radio with a Magic Eye Tube. These things are just phenomenal. I don't know how old this particular Magic Eye Tube is, but it's still active. It's bright, and it's just mesmerizing.
And as they say, it really, really works.
Yeah. And when you've got several radios in the shack here that don't work, that's always a badge of honor when they do.
It's a good thing. Putting it down for what is that? The radio number 4 from ROBYN, and that is the early Panasonic chassis. Sounding good tonight.
Okay, well, if that one sounded good, I have to yell into this one and ask, can you even hear me?
I can hear you, but it is definitely a different sound.
Okay, well, before we sign off, I'm going to yell into this one. This just makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like last fortissimo in a symphony when you really don't want to, but the conductor's asking for it. So you really give it more than you really think you should. This is a Robin T123, B as in Bravo, with a non-amplified mic, and good God, you just have to scream into it. I don't like having to do this super late at night, but it's a good radio.
It is good, and doesn't sound like you're shouting, so it's good enough. I've got plenty of volume. You've got a good signal here, so no problem on the 123B Panasonic 2 chassis.
Oh, good. And again, going to the other conversation with light bulbs, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought these were just incandescent bulbs, on the, just to the left of the speaker. I don't know if you have a picture of this radio up right now, but it's got, I took my glasses off. It's got a modulation lamp. I think it's got a PA lamp. It's got, another lamp I can't see right now. And yes, I used to have these memorized, but I don't right now. These are all, I thought they were incandescent bulbs, but they're not, I think. Someone said that, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, they're, they're not LED. What are they?
I've never had one open to know if you're putting in some type of like a neon thing, but it's just a colored lens. They're all the clear, but then you use the lens to make the color.
Okay, and yeah, that's good. Neon was the word I'm looking for. Now, neon, are those bulbs either 100% off or on, or you can't control the brightness of those bulbs? Is that correct?
On a neon, I don't think so. I mean, unless you change the voltage or something. Richard's saying a neon NE, November Echo 2. So there's, probably, because they're small, fit in the little hole, then you put the colored lens onto that. Some of the other radios had the neon, the Browning did, and I think the Pierce Simpson did. Sometimes they have an orangey color, but, maybe there's different flavors.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, they all look great, with the exception of the modulation lamp, because, again, with the non-amplified mic, you got to scream into this thing, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. But everyone sounds just spectacular on both these radios, both the Robins I've checked in tonight. And the only other thing I can say tonight is I think I probably have a special friend, Gabby, that might be able to listen tonight. So God bless her. I'm glad she's able to listen there. So there it is. And 73, I guess, from the Radio Lounge.
All right, you we do like our listeners, wherever they might be. You don't have to have a radio to join in. The shortwave listeners, pretty cool that this can tune in on the internet or over the air or however it works for you. That is the magic of two-way radio and electronics and light and whatever it is, this thing that we're doing that a lot of us did ever so long ago, and this forum for people that weren't around back in the day, before there were electronic gigas. This was it. This was the electronic stuff, the big honking 17-pound radio with glowing lights and neon tubes and all that stuff, fun stuff. Thanks, and thanks again for the Robin.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Again, everyone sounds great, and I'm glad I'm still awake at this point in time to check it in. I might have a very brief question on another frequency, but I'll leave it at that for right now. So 73.
All right, I'm going to do some counting and amounting so we can all continue to go back to our nap or whatever it was we were doing. And the jingle singer said, once again, they said this.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
As modern as you can be. Let me get back to the control room here. The fanfare, since 47 is there, he can make sure that they are in tune and properly set up. Here we go. Our fanfare to promote.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals. Is that it? All right. They're pointing at me. They said, it's your turn now. The Old Tube Radio Network. Good items tonight. We are at the end of the 8-week period, so we'll do a new double. Wow, what is that? Foxman. I all of a sudden there's this colorful stuff on my chat window. It looks like every award that could be given is being handed out right now. What am I doing? SWLs. We had 22 on page 1, 22 on page 2, 19 on page 3, and 23 on page 4, and that's a total of kind of like 86 if I can do the math correctly. And again, you don't have to be on any lists. We don't have special handshakes. You don't have to wear a corduroy to even get on the Old Tube Radio Network. You just have to show up. And radios tonight, I think I wrote everything down. We had the International Crystal Manufacturing, ICM, company started in the 1950s and was around until 2017 selling crystals and things of that nature. A real American company that says, well, we're done. It's just not profitable, or we're just tired. We're just going to stop doing business. But we have some of their stuff right here. You saw it and heard it tonight. The CTZ 100, International Crystal Manufacturing. What a cool radio. Sean, thank you, Cliff, for that. Sean and Sanger, the Buddy Bass RC11B, TX11B, proving that turn the microphone all the way up if you want. The radio will probably be okay, but it sounds better. It sounds better if you get that modulation down to about 125% on that. Harvey on the west side, the Browning Golden Beagle R68, T68, and then the pair of Robins nesting on radios 4 and 5, the T123 and the T123B. Holidays are coming up. Hanukkah is almost over, I think. Christmas, Kwanzaa, the solstice is today, tomorrow. It's happening right now. The days are changing, so all sorts of good stuff coming up. And they're waving at me. What is it? You've got the. Oh no! Hold on. They did leave. Did they leave the? They did leave the 8-track because we've got a player. A nice little box. Did they pay extra for this? You know, I thought I'd be okay. It's stuck in here. What did they do? Okay, it's coming out. We've got the Espresso Trucking Company 8-track, so we're going to put that in and leave with that. We had it live last week, but and it's autographed. That's kind of nice. I think that's an autograph. Either that or it's some leftover Chinese food. Anyway, good night, everybody. Have a great holiday, whatever you do, and we will be back on the other side next week for your dining and dancing pleasure right here on the Old Tube Radio Network, 73, as they say. I'm trying to see if I can get the player to work here. I was hoping it didn't, but let me press the big button and see what happens here. Good night, everybody.
Santa buddy, just slip a robin under the tree for me. Been an awful good boy, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa buddy, an oscilloscope to tech blue. I'll wait up with a beer, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight.
A beer?
Don't think of all the work I sure. Think of all the stations that I haven't worked. Next year I'll run my tube amp clean if you drop off a brand new beat.
I think I like the 8-track better.
Santa buddy, a kilowatt, and really, that's not a lot. Been an elder all year, Santa buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa Buddy, one little thing I really need, the feed. To a Moonraker 6, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Santa Buddy, fill my stocking with radio parts and a gift card inside. Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Come into my LFA with the big inductor bought at MFJ. I really do think you're cool. Just don't land in my swimming pool. Santa Buddy, forgot to mention one little thing, a ping. When I key up the mic, Santa Buddy, so hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry down the tower tonight. Hurry tonight.
All right, and they actually got it to play without changing tracks. Good night, everybody.
Priceless.
And you still have this one turned on?
Good show, Dennis.